You make hundreds of thousands a year, you're maxing out your retirement accounts, yet you still feel guilty spending $200 on a cleaner, even after a 12-hour shift. You understand delayed gratification through med school and training. Now that you're in attending, you go through the internal guilt of spending money. In this video, I'll teach you a two-step process to help you fight back your fear of spending and to buy back some time and energy in your life. Step number one is to prove to your brain that you are financially safe. The guilt of spending comes from fear. You know how it is to feel poor in med school and training while your non-physician friends are getting promotions and spending nice money on nice trips. Saving money becomes security to you to prevent that from happening again. I had a fear that if I lose my job, I would have to live with my parents. I would work longer hours and stay at home instead of go out to travel just so that I can save more money. I've lost out on life experiences even though I had the money to do so. After trying for many years, I've developed a system to help you fight through the fear of spending money. Number one is analyzing my fear. Number two is challenging it. And number three is visualizing a more realistic outcome. For example, my fear would be that I would need to save every single penny because if I lose my job, I would have to stay with my parents. My challenge to that is that I have a good enough emergency fund. So if I do lose my job, I am well covered for many months before I find a new one. So a more realistic view would be that if I lose my job, it would definitely suck and I would lose out on some income, but it doesn't mean that I have to save every single penny just to prepare for a situation like that. Here's another example that I find very common in immigrant families like mine. The fear is that I need to save every single penny because my parents sacrificed for my education. Now, I would challenge this by saying, honoring your family's sacrifice doesn't mean you need to recreate their suffering in your own life. Here's a better reality. I can express my gratitude by being a good person and supporting my parents, not needing to feel guilty on every dollar I spend. Challenging your fears helps you take a step out of your box and give you a more realistic view of your life. Your fears will likely take time to change, not overnight, but hopefully step by step, you can take more control of your own life. I would also like to challenge your fear of liking and subscribing to this video if you found this video helpful. Number two is understanding that time is a currency. A 35-year-old attending only has 2,000 weekends before the age of 75. Most of those weekends might be spent on charting, being on call, being with family, or even recovering from the week. You may feel like your career just started, but your healthy and flexible me time is limited. You've trained yourself to delay gratification for almost your whole life. First through med school, then training, then boards. That mindset turns that temporary delay into a permanent lifestyle. To help you think this through, list out your top 3 things that you've been postponing for too long, even though you can afford it. These are my top 3, and it's been even harder for me since I launched my financial planning business, Family Style Advisors. It'd be seeing every national park in the US, learning how to be a better snowboarder instead of only doing blues, and also to buy an air fryer. I'll list out some examples for you. It's a very personal thing. It doesn't matter if it's big or small. What matters is what's important to you. That could be visiting aging parents. It could be cutting back on clinical hours, learning a hobby that you stopped during training, or even paying for daycare to spend more time with your spouse. Yes, these things take time and energy away from making more money at your job. But ask yourself, do you really need that money? With your earning power, you could potentially save and invest a massive net worth at retirement. I've seen many physicians do that who are retired now. They did that by being frugal, but what is more important to you? Would you rather spend more to enjoy experiences now or accumulate and get a sense of safety for the future. When you know your top 3 things that you want to do, it's time to look at what you are doing now. It's like looking at your screen time on your phone. Let's run a time audit. Could it be chores, commuting, friends, family, hobbies? Which one makes you grumpy doing it or makes you anxious before doing it? Those are the first things that you should be thinking of delegating. Maybe you hate cleaning and procrastinate until your cobwebs in your house becomes your roommates. Paying a cleaner twice a month might cost some money, but it gives you back time to focus on things that you actually want to do in life. So here are your next steps. Write down your top fears of spending money, challenge it, and visualize a more realistic outcome from that. Number 2, list out your top 3 things that you've been procrastinating but have the money to do so. And number 3, do a time audit on yourself and start thinking about what to delegate. And don't let the learning stop there. Check out my other videos where I focus on helping young physicians achieve financial independence. Thank you.